I was once in a hotel's waiting room where there was not much to read, so I started turning pages of a women's magazine. It had an article on how to plan your life in a new family after marriage, but the contents really shocked me. One very prominent suggestion given in that article had something like this, that whenever you buy something in your new home out of your own income, then make sure that all these assets are bought in your own name. Otherwise, in case of divorce, you will not be able to retain them. They will be coming only in half. So you should buy all assets in your own name from your earning so that they remain with you, and at the time of divorce, you get all of them and get half from the husband's assets also. So from the beginning, they are coaching towards divorce, not towards how to ensure a happy married life. Expectedly, such literature will lead to contamination of young minds, and the society will see more and more discord among families if this kind of literature is propagated. This man has emerged as face of oppressed man. In his last message, he had put serious allegations of corruption on the system, including the judiciary. He had said that if he is not given justice, then his ashes should be dumped in the gutter just opposite the court. The laws were made to prevent families of boy extorting money from the bride. Here, a man died because he was unable to meet the financial and other demands of the lady. The lady allegedly was a porn addict and she made unreasonable physical demands in addition to extorting money that the man was unable to meet. Anybody takes his life when he feels that all the options have been exhausted and there is no way forward, and the person feels helpless. Society, our Indian society, has always been projected as being patriarchal. But if our society was always crushing women, then how come the number of men calling it a day is four times that of women, particularly in case of married women? As per the data from the National Crime Records Bureau shared in this news item, 81,000 men have taken their lives in 2021 alone. This translates into 222 suicides every day. That means more than 9 people are ending their lives every hour. Does this indicate they are oppressor or they are actually the oppressed? It is high time all these laws are critically reviewed and are made gender neutral. Marriage is a very sacred bond. In Indian literature, the word divorce doesn't exist. If you try to search the Sanskrit equivalent of divorce, then you will not be able to find anything. Unfortunately, in today's world, marriage ending in divorce is becoming increasingly common. We have grown up hearing and reading about dowry and the deaths caused by it. Laws made for safeguard of women were unfortunately overzealous and they were one-sided. Basic principle for any accused to be taken as innocent till proved guilty is denied to the accused in case of these dowry harassment laws. So any law which is one-sided is bound to be misused, as the case is here. Unfortunately, our honorable courts have not been strict in punishing fake cases. They have limited themselves to acquittal of the accused and occasional expression of displeasure. 500 rupees fine for ruining life of a man with fake case is not punishment, it is a cruel joke. The feminist laws, including those about molestation and even rape, have been misused with impunity. The Honorable Supreme Court had also alerted the lower judiciary about this, but the problem continues unabated. Today, I shall confine myself to the discussion of these dowry laws only. It is not uncommon to see marriages getting broken within less than 1 year of marriage. The lady is always considered as default victim, which may not always be true. These days, it is not uncommon to see mother-in-law being harassed by the bride. When the family requested the court to stop entry of a woman into their home who is beating her mother-in-law, the court said that even if she is beating her mother-in-law, her entry cannot be prevented. However, nobody will accept that the mother-in-laws are being harassed unless the mother-in-law is actually killed. Similarly, fake allegations of molestation on aged father-in-law are also not rare. In one very unfortunate situation, the false complaint was allowed to be withdrawn after 10 lakh rupees were paid to the girl as settlement. In one case, a man of almost 80 years age who was walking on a stick was accused of attempted rape. Relatives living at long distances, how can they harass? But they can also be accused of harassment. And NRIs filed cases of domestic violence in India, and the Honorable High Court has expressed displeasure over it. Listening to all this, one might ask that why all this is happening. A girl started hating her husband who toiled hard to make her earn. What do we call such a thankless person? The nuclear families today do not teach coexistence and adjustments. Very small families with kids born late, they lead to children who are unable to adjust to new milieu. Traditional stories of girls being harassed has led to a guilty feeling and overdoing the care that leads to an aggressive and unaccommodative child. On top of it, continuous monitoring by the girl's family of events happening after marriage at her new home, they worsen the situation complicated. When such a marriage reaches breakpoint, the desire to teach the boy's family a lesson leads to exaggeration and fake complaints. One big reason for all these problems that is generally not discussed is the right to maintenance. Maintenance word itself means the means to sustain oneself. However, in recent past, the demands have been in crores. Judgments and observations by the honorable judiciary also have been unfortunate in many situations. Only 1 month into marriage and the senior citizen is being asked to pay alimony for life. False cases of 498A proven false also do not prevent the court from forcing the person to pay. Adultery is one reason where maintenance cannot be demanded, but the court feels that occasional act of adultery can be ignored and maintenance can still be granted. Even in the case that is being discussed all around today, the Atul Subhash case, 40,000 rupees per month was granted for a 2-year-old kid. Don't know what this all money is needed for. Logically, maintenance should be enough to let one survive if one is unable to take care of herself because of being uneducated or because of being unemployable. A lady earning more than her husband also demands maintenance, and the demands defy all logics. There is a video which is viral on the net where a lady has married 7 times. She accused all 7 husbands of torture, domestic violence, and is asking alimony from all 7. Even the honorable court observed that she was making mockery of justice. Maintenance was granted even for a dog along with the lady. Maintenance is to be given when the marriage itself has been declared void by the court. A man will have to pay even if he is Divyang. All this makes one feel, isn't it all enough? These laws are example of how a tool for empowerment ends up becoming a source of reverse discrimination. The Honorable Supreme Court admitted that 498A is the most misused law, but the family courts continue to pass orders giving crores of rupees in settlement. 500 crore rupees demand in alimony should make anybody jump and touch the ceiling. But the court not only entertained it, but they also granted 12 crore rupees. It is all sad. The lawyers and those from judiciary have a big responsibility. They have to ensure that maintenance is for welfare of women, not to harass the men. Demand for alimony in crores is nothing but just extortion. Courts should remain a place for justice, not a place for bargaining. Any lady who is earning and independent should not generally be considered for maintenance, especially these exorbitant figures running in crores. The court can ask the boy's family if they feel that the girl has genuinely been harassed, then they can put some fine on the boy's family. That fine may be deposited in the government treasury and be used for welfare of the society instead of being given to a lady who is already earning a lot of money. If this menace has to end, then all stakeholders will have to put effort into it. The relationship should not be made based on finances alone. Today, an earning bride is most sought after, but people fail to understand the problems that are associated with it. An earning girl, an earning lady might not be able to look after the family members according to their expectations, even if she wishes to, because she is very busy. She will be interacting with a lot of people at her workplace. It is possible that some of them might actually start interfering in her domestic affairs and might even instigate her. The girl's family at the time of marriage should not see the salary package alone. They should see beyond it. Relationship among the families that you know already are a little safer, as we might be aware of their problems. We might avoid those problems. We might take precautions accordingly, and we might even avoid entering into any relationship with such family. We should understand, the girl's family should understand that heavy packages come with heavy responsibilities. The girl might not be prepared to see her husband devoting that much time to her work. The show off in marriages is also a source of big problems. When a marriage that was made with a lot of fanfare breaks down, then the reaction is generally fierce. The parents need to ensure they have a responsibility that their children are counseled well before entering into matrimonial alliance. Marriage is a religious bond. Let it remain that. Don't make it a contract made for profit. Entering a new family for anybody needs a lot of adjustments. It needs change in habits and it also needs some sacrifices. The communist thought process of right-based society leads only to destruction. We will have to revert to our culture where the thought process was duty based, and if everybody focuses on duties, then believe me, the rights of everyone will be taken care of by themselves. Once there is discord, then effort from each side should be not to prove its power over the other, but to resolve the matter by making adjustments. There is an issue in love marriages in some families. When there is problem with the love marriages, then the parents, instead of trying to settle it, are seen saying that I had told you not to enter into this matrimonial alliance, you did it according to your wish, now take care of yourself. This is unfortunate, this should not be done. There has been an impression in the society that the boy's family becomes rich by taking dowry, but the reality is exactly opposite. In today's society, the expenditure on a girl's marriage and a boy's marriage is almost equal. If a marriage breaks, then this alimony actually ends up making the boy's family significantly poorer. While dowry remains a penal offense, this system, including courts, encourage this extortion in the name of alimony and settlement. The family courts will have to rise above the role of being negotiators. They should see circumstances in each case and they should order maintenance that is just enough for maintenance, not for an outright lavish lifestyle. Those who do not need maintenance should not be given this just to prove a point. If we talk of equal rights, then it means a disabled husband should be provided maintenance by his wife if he is unable to earn and the wife is earning well. But the courts have categorically said no to this. Maintenance is a right for a woman who is earning very well, but a handicapped person, a Divyang person, cannot demand maintenance because this will promote laziness. To us, equality means equal rights and equal duties, but this kind of distorted equality only leads to discord. It is high time public demands critical review of these discriminatory laws. Feminism is a word that has today become another secularism. Secularism concept has been so misused that today it has lost all its respect and is no longer taken as virtue. The examples we have discussed so far, they show that if somebody is harassed by his wife at the time of divorce, then even courts will not provide any relief to the victim. The government had once amended the constitution when the Supreme Court had granted 150 rupees per month maintenance to a lady. But the governments are silent towards this open extortion going on in same head in the name of maintenance. The minister said on camera that she doesn't bother if men are harassed. Only the pressure of public opinion can force the government to take corrective measures. Till then, such helpless men will continue to suffer, will continue to be robbed, will continue to end their lives. With all these, I extend my tributes to the deceased victims and I wish all those who are entering into matrimonial bonds a very happy married life. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Namaskar.